So, hey, folks, welcome back to your backyard. Uh, there's a trend that's been going around. I've been hearing about. We were talking about it at a deer camp the other day, and that trend is to you make ice cream biscuits. Well, I've been hearing about it for a little while, not too long. So we decided we were going to give it a try. So I've got two ice cream biscuits. So we've got two recipes for you today. This first one, what you do is you find your favorite buttermilk recipe, your buttermilk biscuit recipe, and you replace the buttermilk with ice cream. So that's what we're going to do. So here's where we started with. This is just the dry ingredients, and I've got to read this because I can't remember everything. In here, we've got a cup of flour plus 2 tablespoons. We have a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of Crisco. And before we get going on this, we do need to heat some grease in a pan. So if you can just kind of eyeball 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. And what I did was I'm just using the residual heat from another Dutch oven for the bottom coals. We will be cooking this at 350 here in a minute.
And which oven do you have here, Gary?
That's a 12-inch Spider.
This is not a bread oven, it's a deeper oven. I'm going to add a little bit. 2 tablespoons, right?
So we've got the hot grease going in the Dutch oven. And now here's the fun part. And I'm just going to tell you, folks, we have not tried this before. So we're doing this with y'all. We have no idea how this is going to turn out, but we're going to have fun with it. Now, this is half a cup of buttermilk. So this is your ice cream. It's a little more than half a cup, so I'm not going to pour it all in there.
Can you let it melt?
Yes, this has to be melted like you would do
like buttermilk.
Like buttermilk.
This is going to be good.
Grab my recipe.
Here's the wind, folks. Like we say, we're really cooking here.
And I saved a little more of that ice cream just in case I need it. Cut that Crisco in. I am going to go ahead and use the rest of it. So it ends up being just a little less than 3/4 of a cup. Need some music while we're doing this.
I'll put it on fast forward.
Fast forward this part.
So let me get my shadow out of there.
All right, let's see how this does. I'm going to go ahead and flour my board.
Is that 1 syllable or 2?
Board?
Flour.
Oh, flour is 2 syllables.
Flour.
And you just knead this up.
How many biscuits is that going to make?
It's supposed to make 6, but with ice cream, who knows? Maybe it'll make 12, maybe it'll make 2. Again, I just found an old recipe that someone gave me for buttermilk biscuits, and I just substitute the buttermilk with ice cream. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a total of 6. But all you do is now you pat this out to about 1/2 inch. How's that grease over there doing, Barry?
We're melting.
All right. All right, I'm going to get some more flour. I'm going to put some on the side. As y'all seen us use before, we use a
airtight.
Airtight. Oh, here's my airtight right over here. So after I kneaded these biscuits, it turns out we only got 3 biscuits out of here, as you can see. But I pounded it out to 1/2 inch. Ended up with 3 biscuits. And let's take them over here to the grease and do what the recipe says. You're supposed to drop them in, which I'm going to do here with all 3 of them. And then it says to flip them. And I'm assuming that's to get the grease on the bottom and get the grease on the top. All right, now we're going to put the lid on, and we're cooking these at 350. So the 350, B-Mac, do you remember? How many on top, how many on bottom? The 12-inch Dutch.
I believe it's 8 on bottom, 17 on top.
That's right. So now we're going to put 17 on the top. And these only cook in about 10, 15 minutes, so it won't take long. We'll be right back with you. I told you we were going to do 2 recipes of this new fad that's going around. That's ice cream biscuits. Now the second recipe, this is a hard one. So you better get your pencil and paper out. I need 2 cups of ice cream, and we are in Texas. You can use whatever you want to use. We're Bluebell folks here in Texas. We like our Bluebell ice cream. And if this works out, we're going to try something besides vanilla. If this recipe works, I'm going to try it with different flavors of ice cream.
Cookies and cream.
It might work. So we got 2 cups of the ice cream. Now, equal amounts of flour. And this is not all-purpose flour. This is
self-rising.
Thank you, self-rising. I almost forgot the name. So we're going to go with equal amounts. And we're just going to eyeball this a little bit because I'm going to see how it looks. And then I might add more flour to it. Obviously, I can't add more ice cream because I use it all. So I'm going to save a little flour, and we just mix this up. And what this recipe asks you to do is to cook it in the oven and pour it into muffin tin pans. Well, we looked, and we don't have a muffin tin pan that'll fit in our Dutch oven. So the way I'm going to do this today is I'm going to make drop biscuits. And drop biscuits is just you just kind of drop them into the pan. And I'm going to cheat a little bit just to keep our Dutch oven clean. I'm not going to put them directly into the Dutch oven. I'm going to use this cake pan. And this looks like what I think it's supposed to look like.
Wait a minute. You said this was going to be hard to get your pencil ready.
Yeah, I hope y'all got that. Half a cup and half a cup. So let's see how this works. I'll put a little flour on here.
2 cups.
And again, folks, we've never tried this before. So let's see how this works. So I'm just going to drop these in here.
Homemade vanilla ice cream. It's going to be good.
So far, it's working out like I was hoping. Every once in a while, you try something new, it doesn't quite work out. I'm making different sizes here. I don't know what's going to be the best.
If they don't work out, I don't put them on the video, or sometimes I do and show you that, hey, we're human too. We're just cooking here.
And you might could tell, but I also grease this cake tin as well. I grease it just to make it easier to get these drop biscuits out later on. So I'm going to finish filling this up. We're going to take it to a 12-inch Dutch, and we'll be right back with you. All right, folks, so B-Mac is in the back checking on some stuff he's doing. I think he's getting the ducks out. So what we found out, I got 8 in here. It looks like I have enough for about 8 more. So we'll put these in another Dutch, but let's get these going. So I'm putting these in a 12-inch Dutch, and it's one of the shallow Dutches, what we call bread ovens. And again, we're going to cook it at 350. So what we're going to do is we'll have 7 coals on the bottom, 18 on top for a total of 25. That's going to give us around the 350 we're looking for. They're going to cook from about 8 to 12 minutes, and we'll show them to you when they're done. So folks, we just checked the ice cream biscuits. This is the buttermilk ice cream biscuits. So we're going to take them off and show them to you. But before we do, B-Mac, why don't you tell folks about the table that we're using today?
Yeah, I'm thank you for asking, guys. I found this on the internet years ago. It wasn't even a Dutch oven table, but I went to some Dutch oven groups and a lot of people were using it. It's just a table that's, you can use it and put it on a regular table like this, or it has legs that you can add to it and use it on its own. And it comes with a windbreak in case it's windy. Today it's not windy, so we don't have the windbreak on. But it's really good, and what we use a lot for is we'll start the coals here in a charcoal chimney, and then add the coals over here and set the Dutch oven on top. So there's always a way to use it for either 1 and or 2 Dutch ovens. So we love this table.
And they're not very expensive. So if you want to cook in your backyard, I'd recommend getting one of those. But as B-Mac mentioned, there's other ways to do it. Why don't you bring them on over and let's look at them. And folks, as you know, we don't typically taste the food that we get out because you know how those cooking shows are. Oh, this is delicious, and you never know if you trust those folks. But we're going to taste these because they are the ice cream biscuits.
Can
And
we be honest?
we are going to be honest. If we don't like these, we're going to tell you. So let's just grab this ugly one right here. Ooh, it's falling apart. I don't know if that's good or bad, but woo-hoo-hoo, grab some of that. As you can tell, it is falling apart. So I don't know if that's a good thing.
It doesn't need butter.
Hmm.
Because of the ice cream, it does not need butter. I thought, okay, this would be great with butter on it.
Look, that one didn't fall apart. And this was the last one we made, and that may be why. I'm going to taste this one. You kind of taste the vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's already sweet. Like I say, you don't need. It's like it's already you've added butter to it. Yeah, Frisco.
Okay. I think I would say yes, add this to your list. Try it.
I definitely add this to your list.
Yeah. And again, all you're doing is getting your buttermilk recipe, replacing it with your choice of ice cream. We use vanilla. And it's not too bad, folks. Try it out. So, folks, we're back to our 2-ingredient ice cream biscuits. This is where we mixed 2 cups of bluebell ice cream, vanilla, with 2 cups of flour. So we want to show them to you. Now, I've got one out just sort of cool, but just to show y'all, this is how these drop biscuits turned out. Now, remember, they were supposed to be, the recipe calls for them to be in a muffin tin. So they'll come out like muffins. The reason I went ahead and took one out before pulling it because these things are hot. So we wanted to try these and tell y'all if they're any good or not.
Flaky they are.
It is pretty flaky. 2 ingredients. You would hope that they're good.
Ice cream, bluebell ice cream.
It's very similar to the buttermilk recipe, which obviously was a lot more ingredients. Pardon me, eating with my mouth full.
I would say though, for a biscuit, these are a better biscuit, almost a dessert biscuit versus a regular biscuit. Definitely delicious, and I would definitely give them a try, wouldn't you?
I'd recommend y'all trying this, and I'm thinking some syrup or honey on these.
I'm thinking honey too. Put some honey on there. I don't know if this would be good for biscuits and gravy, but I believe I'd try it anyway.
Yeah, I think this is going to go on the list for deer camp. We're going to try these again at deer camp.
It's too easy not to.
Definitely good. All right. Well, folks, until next time, we'll see you around the campfire.